the record, Doc wants to get out at 9:30. Okay. All right, so let's talk about defense. Okay, defense for intentional torts. Like I said, for a example that we use for Barry, was it Barry? No, for Tom. Okay, Tom was at the corner of the restaurants, finishing a $250 meal, and they think you didn't pay for the meal. Okay, they said, Tom, please step aside and let's find out what's going on. And the best defense is there's nobody holding you here. You're free to leave. You only stay here because you consented to it, because you want to clear your name, because you want to make sure nobody is accusing you of stealing something. You consented to the false imprisonment, so therefore there's no liability. Okay, so consent is the first defense for intentional torts.
Consent.
So of course, consent can come in two ways. It could be implied or it can be expressed. If Tom says, that's fine, I'll stay here, okay? I want to find out who the hell made a mistake. I paid $250 equaling a $50 tip, but what happened to the money? I want to stay here and help you to find out. There will be an express consent, okay? Or this can be an implied. Tom didn't need to say anything. He just stands right here and without leaving. Okay? Being nosy, take a look at what I'm trying to figure out the numbers. Okay? By virtue of the fact that you didn't leave when you know you can, you didn't leave, that's an implied consent to the false imprisonment. Okay? Alright. But consent has its limitations. Okay? Consent has its limitations. So when you go to, let's say this, when you go to Great America, okay? When you go to Great America, when you buy the tickets to go inside, read, next time you go, read the tickets carefully, okay? There's a disclaimer in the back. A disclaimer in the back saying whatever happens, not our fault, okay? Anything happens, we're not liable. Okay? What's your name? Assad's really happy to get on the roller coaster, okay? Or what's that pirate boat thing that goes swinging up and then eventually turns upside down? What's the name for it? What's the name for it? Okay. What's it just roller coaster? Okay, so roller coaster. So you get on a roller coaster really happy, all right? So and then so you sit up there. They have like big ass handle thing that comes down and basically lock you in a position, right? Lock you in your seat. So you were really happy, roller coaster, and then that piece of shit malfunctions, flies out, and you flew up from the roller coaster with that piece of metal. And of course, at the speed of 65 miles per hour, flying somewhere and landing on concrete, you're gone. Okay.
Thanks.
You're welcome. So what about you're not gone? You're severely injured, right? Okay, you break two arms and one leg. Okay. So now they're trying to sue Great America. Okay. Great America says, oh, you consent to it. Look at your ticket. You consent to this. Okay. Now, can you still sue? Oh, the answer is yes. Why? Because when you go there and play, you don't consent to stuff like this. You consent to a possible heart attack if you have a weak heart. You consent to popping your veins if you have high blood pressure, but you don't consent to a malfunctioned equipment or machinery that cause you to break two of your arms and one leg. Okay? Same thing with, yes, question?
They actually mostly use ride handlers nowadays to act as kind of a little first shield against lawsuits because they can just blame on ride handlers. Because most of that stuff can be automized. They're not really there for anything except blame mostly.
True, true.
company a little bit.
Okay, but then I have a lawsuit, not a lawsuit, we have a claim, but we eventually didn't think that the case goes anywhere. This is, you know, Napa, they have hot air balloons flying over the valley, okay? Napa, so you hop into the big basket, about 15, 20 people, they fly you over. Okay? So what happened to my client was that they didn't rise enough, and then it suddenly dropped. And when they drop, okay, because it's vineyard, there's a vineyard underneath, so they're trying to drag on the hot air balloon. So they're going to drag it away from the vineyard, not to destroy any of the vines or the grapes. Okay, by doing so, they burn a piece of the balloon. And they didn't realize it when they take off again to about 200 feet. And then they made an emergency land, and then again try to avoid the vineyard, but by bumping into the ground a couple of times. Okay? And people fall, screaming, rolling around in the basket. And there's some physical injuries, they're trying to sue. Okay. Well, the problem is, do you consent to this? Of course, they have to sign a separate consent form when you go up the hot air balloon. Well, is this kind of accident within the scope of your consent? Well, I don't know, and we believe it was, and then we dropped the lawsuit. Okay. And then it's afterwards we found out the lady was pregnant. I was like, are you stupid? Pregnant and going to a higher balloon? Well, but we'll go to let's see, who haven't died in this class? Diana? Sharon. Okay. Sharon has a dental appointment. All right? Sharon has a dental appointment. When you go into any doctor's office, the first thing you sign is a consent form, medical consent form, right? Okay. So this time, unfortunately, Sharon laying down that nice, really comfortable couch. I don't know why they make it so comfortable in a dental office. That chair, that chair, and she OD'd on laughing gas. All right, then she's gone. This time you died. I'm sorry. Okay, now can your family sue the dentist for wrongful death? And the family says, and the doctor, the dentist says, well, you consent to it. Look, your signature, medical consent form. Okay? Nothing holds us liable if anything happens to you.
Consent to the gas mask or whatever.
So the guess is you probably consent to some sort of surgical or dental issues, but I don't think you will consent to give your life to laughing gas at the dentistry. Okay, so if that's the case, then I don't think that consent can shield the doctor's liability. Okay, but again, the most you can sue is $250,000 unless Proposition 46 passes. Okay. All right. Self-defense, that's fine. Okay. Self-defense. Now, who wants to get into fights? Barry? Sure, why not? Okay. So, Barry is the initial aggressor. Okay? In the bar, having a couple of drinks, and he says, Doc, you, Doc. Then he jumps up and tries to punch Doc. All right? So Doc ducked. All right? So you missed the first punch. And then you think, you know what the hell am I doing? I just have too much to drink. So you turn around and walk back to your stove. And Doc now comes up having a chair in his hand and smashes you from the back. Self-defense?
No.
No self-defense, right? Because you stop, then he is supposed to stop. There's no need for defense. Okay? And what about the same situation? Barry walks up, Doc, Then Doug puts up a gun and shot, and shot Barry in the chest.
Sorry.
Alright? And then he died. Okay, can his family sue you? And then you said, no, it's a self-defense. What about he hit him, and then he put up a gun and shot him?
Yeah, that's up.
Self-defense?
Yeah.
Okay.
In Florida, it is.
Well, we're in California, unfortunately. California follows a very similar rule, but the thing is you cannot overprotect yourself. Okay? Overprotect yourself. He's using his fist. You don't use a gun, you don't use a knife. Okay?
What does Florida?
Florida has a very similar rule to California. Right. So yeah, you can probably use a chair. You can push him away.
Not the gun.
About the gun, it's pretty much
So the key word is over.
reasonable defense.
So if he has a fist, I can get a knife.
I don't know about knife. You can get a bottle. If it's a bar, you probably get a bottle,
Knife,
get a chair.
gun. Would that work? If somebody has a knife, can I use that?
He just shoots him in the leg and not.
Well,
Good
you
one.
might bury that, okay? Bury it's gone.
That's a good one. What if I just shoot him in the leg?
That's probably okay, but
That's
we
okay.
don't know. We don't know, but by shooting, okay, in this situation, you're shooting in a bar, okay? There are other people, okay? There are consequences if you misfire in someone else.
That doesn't matter. It's self-defense.
It's overuse. It's over-defense.
This guy's trying to hit me.
Hit him back. Just don't shoot him.
I didn't say I'm gonna shoot him. I'm gonna use a bat.
The bat is you. I think the bat is
Is that okay?
Right.
Use a bat.
Right. If he's barehanded and use a deadly weapon to fight back.
All right, I'll use a bat.
Right. Okay.
So what if you're a woman and you know this guy comes up and strangles you or whatever, and you have a taser or pepper spray? Is that overprotecting yourself?
No. Because all this comes into play, right? So if Barry is 4 feet tall and Doug, you're 7 feet tall, and he comes in with a fist, are you gonna grab whatever you have and bat and try to beat the shit out of him? I don't think so. Sure. You would? No. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Like the bad guy in the 70s, but
What about defense of the others? What about defense of the others? Okay? So that's the same example, but let's do a similar example. So Kevin, sure, undercover cop, okay? But undercover. What? Oh, undercover cop. Okay. And then just the way he dresses. No other than a scumbag. Because you're undercover, okay? You're undercover. Like there's necessary for you to dress like that, okay? But Barry, white-collar crime, criminal, okay? Cold-blooded, kill someone else in that, you know. So Kevin is tracing Barry, but it looks like a guy who's trying to rob Barry, and Barry's wearing a suit. Blood everywhere. Not your blood because you kill someone else, but Melissa thinks that you are being traced by a bad guy because you're in a suit and he looks just like shit. Okay, and then Melissa says, well, why can't I jump in and help? So Melissa comes in using her bat and tries to defeat Kevin, and when they struggles, Barry runs off. Okay, now, the cop is going to prosecute you for interference of a, just lost my word, but you know what I mean. So, but can you put up the defense as defense of others? Can you say, well, I'm not liable because I'm defending someone else? Remember, in this case, Barry has no standing to defend himself. Okay? If Barry, you can defend yourself against Kevin, then of course anybody who helps you to defend him will be okay. But in this case, you are the criminal and the cop is trying to arrest you. But Melissa mistakenly believed that you were attacked by someone and she'll try to save you. Now, can Melissa come in and now saying, well, I made a mistake. I was defending someone else, so I cannot be prosecuted. Can she do that?
Yeah.
Is she? You're just waiting for the answer, right? Okay, fine, I'll tell you the answer. The answer is yes, she can use that defense as long as the belief is reasonable. Okay? As long as, if Kevin is wearing a police uniform trying to chase down Barry, and you just beat the shit out of Kevin, then you are a fake cop. You, fake. Right, that's not reasonable. Okay? All right? Okay. And then, defense of the property. One general rule is you cannot use deadly weapon to protect your property. Okay? You cannot use deadly weapon.
Is that
Weapon.
just California?
No, it's pretty much all over the place. You cannot use a deadly weapon to protect your property. Okay? So if I have, I always keep my vanilla bars here. Okay? And I realized that every night someone comes in here and takes 2 of them. So what I did is I bring my shotgun. Use my tripod over there sitting right here, okay? Use the string that ties the trigger to the doorknob. Whoever opens up the door will trigger the shotgun and they gotta be shot. Can I do that? No, you cannot use a deadly weapon to protect your property. Okay? Alright? Alright, necessity we covered last week for the necessity. Okay. Okay. Defamation. Okay. Defamation is another intentional tort. Okay. Elements. 1, there must be a defamatory language. 2, that language must be concerning of the plaintiff. And then it needs to be published to a third person. And then that person reasonably believed that publication and caused the plaintiff's reputation to be damaged. Okay? So if I call Barry on a cell phone, I take care of the Barry on the phone. Is anybody around you?
She is.
Okay. Well, why don't you just go to a corner? I want to tell you something about the Lisa. I don't want you to hear it. Okay? So Barry goes to the corner and we had a private conversation. And we say bad things about Melissa. Real bad things. Okay? But till there, Melissa didn't hear it. But Doug heard our conversation. Alright? So what we said is not true, it's defamatory. Bad things about Melissa. Okay? All concerning Melissa, right? And then publication, now it's being published to Doug. It was not our intent. You overheard the conversation by mistake. Okay? Or you're just nosy. Okay? And then you believed what we said and you think, oh, really? Melissa, really? Okay? And that damaged her reputation. And then now she can sue us. If we both say bad things about her, they can sue us for defamation. Okay? Yeah.
So publication doesn't necessarily mean it has to be printed or.
No, it could be published or communicated to the third party.
What if it's true?
All right, that comes to the defense of defamation. The utmost defense for defamation is the truth. Well, I know it's defamatory. Andy is such a bad teacher, but it's truth. Okay? Then I cannot sue you for defamation because I'm just a bad teacher. Okay? Defamatory language. Defamatory. A couple of defenses. One, the truth is the defense. And two, consent is also a defense. Right? So you guys want to joke about me, go ahead. Okay? And then the funny part is what I call the judicial proceeding, which is an absolute privilege. So what it means, you can say whatever you want to say in the court. You can accuse people, you can abuse people, you can verbally attack people's reputation, you can hurt their character. Fine, go ahead. It's absolute privilege. We can call other people's name in the court, okay, and they cannot sue us for defamation. Okay? It's absolute privilege.
Why?
Because you are able to prove your case. Okay? Melissa, you are a murderer. We're going to prove to the court, we're going to prove it to the jury that you cold-bloodedly killed, using your hammer, killed Barry. Well, this is, if what I said is not true, then this is defamatory. And I delivered my message to jury. If they believe me, they will accuse you. Okay? And also damage your reputation. Of course, this is defamatory, but we're in a judicial proceeding. What I said is absolutely privileged.
Defamatory language, you say what everyone was saying, go to against,
In the court, they'll be
defend,
fine. Yeah.
or something like that.
Hmm?
Defamatory language, you just say, like you say to Melissa, you were a murderer, so, whatever.
Well, in the court, they'll be fine, but, if I said, oh, she's just wanting something else.
Oh, like the Smith.
All right, and someone else heard it, I know, defend it. Okay? When we're not in court.
Oh, I see.
Okay. Now, I'll just give you a few more minutes. Okay? So I'll give you 4 different types of invasion of the privacy. Okay? One is the appropriation by defendants of plaintiff's picture or name. The key thing here is the unauthorized use of plaintiff's picture or name for defendant's commercial use. Okay? You can get this online. Okay? So unauthorized use for commercial benefits. Okay? All right. So Bobby, I really like your beard. Okay? I'm gonna take a photo of you. Okay? I'm gonna put your photo on my Andy's Bikini website. I just think your beard goes very well with the bikini products. Okay? And my sale goes up 20%. Of course, I don't have the authority to use your photo. Okay? But I used it anyways without your permission, and I commercially gained from your photo. Then you can sue me for appropriation of your picture. Okay? Now, what if I just use it, your photo, and put it on my personal blog, and this is a great photo, I really like it. Can you sue me for that? Probably not. Okay?
No.
Is there commercial value to my personal blog? Maybe or maybe not. Okay? Maybe my clicks goes up and Google pays me 20 cents. Maybe. Okay? Now the second invasion to right of privacy is the intrusion of someone else's affairs and seclusion. Everyone has a right to seclude themselves from the public. Okay? So, have I ever told you that rat poop? Okay. So, if you can bear with me for a few minutes. So this is a real case, and the prosecutor of this rat poop was one of my professors. So it was in San Diego. So this is one Mexican undocumented immigrant, illegal immigrant. Usually just climb over the fence and just go to the U.S. Okay, just get work here, and he has a bad habit. So what he does is at night he comes into other people's backyard. Okay, and then just peek into people. Just look into people's bedrooms, and hopefully he can find people having sex. Okay, and then once he does, he will just stay there and masturbate and ejaculate, and then he basically takes a dump in their backyard. And then he eats a lot of jalapeno and chili pepper. Okay, so his poops is red. So the prosecution, the police come up with a nickname for this guy. It's called rat poop, and this is a real case. So he has been arrested for more than 15 15 times. Every time he was deported back to Mexico. And you know what, 2 weeks later he came back.
Yeah.
Okay, he didn't harm you. He didn't hurt you. He didn't damage your stuff. All he does is he leave extra stuff in your backyard. Okay? And of course, intrusion of your privacy. Alright? Okay, 3, publication of facts that placing the plaintiff in under the false light. Okay? Under false light. So Doc, really nice person, okay? Has the best reputation in town, okay? The entire SMCCD thinks you as a role model, okay? So one day, he walks in San Francisco, and somehow a reporter took a photo of him walking outside of a Rainbow massage parlor. It's well known as a,
Thanks, Andrew.
yes, well, you just walk by, somebody took a photo, right? And a Rainbow massage parlor is well known as a home to prostitution, okay? So the photo shows that you are just walking out of that massage parlor, all relaxed, okay? And then they published it on the newspaper, and then everybody thinks that, ooh, Doc, really? I didn't know you like those places. Okay?
That wasn't me.
No, that was you. It's just
No,
the
it was
photo.
not.
Okay. So the photo that places you in a false light, and that will be an invasion of the privacy. Okay? People misunderstood the photo. And of course, public disclosure of private facts about the plaintiff is invasion of privacy. Okay? All right, 5 minutes over. Let you guys go.
All right, Andrew, I'll give you.